Shalom, family. This is me, Trayvon Jones, Conscious Talk Channel, where I like to talk to you, my community. Do me a favor, press that thumbs up, press that subscribe button. I want to say thank you for the to the subscribers that I just recently received. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. But I wanted to talk about this a trend that I've been seeing on TikTok, and it's a trend of mothers online complaining about their adult children. You have a few of them saying things like their adult children are weaponizing, abandoning them to punish them or to get back at them. And the thing that I have to say about that is, well, what did you expect? What did you expect? A lot of you mothers are very, very toxic. American society has allowed and allotted you to be toxic in more ways than one, not only to the father, but also to your own children. See, the government allows you to be able to use your children for money. If you have a baby, if you have another baby, you can get money, you can get more money. This is the incentive for a lot of women to get money. Because let's be honest, a lot of women are lazy. A lot of women don't want to work. They want to take your money and they want free money. So all they got to do is get pregnant and have a baby, and then they can get money, food stamps, WIC. They can get housing, all these type of things, just because they had a baby. This has destroyed the family in more ways than one, because now you're training the child to be toxic towards the father because there's a bigger agenda at hand, because you don't want the father to really be involved in the child's life. You just want the father to be financially responsible. But you don't want the father to actually be a father or a parent, because then that parent might outshine you and or take your livelihood away from you. We can't have that. So I'm going to destroy your reputation and tell your child, that you are a horrible person, and tell them all these horrible, horrible things and exaggerate it and make it sound bigger than what it actually is. But this is what a lot of you mothers do. A lot of you mothers are so toxic to your children. You do horrible things. You lie to them. You don't tell them the truth. You're over here believing other people before you even believe your own children. Your children see what you do. Your children are watching you, how you treat their father. They see it, especially your sons, mom, because they're going to be a man one day and they see how you treat men. They don't want to be treated like that. They see it. I remember I had my aunt in front of everybody. I was a teenager, and she cursed me out in front of everybody at a school. She was trying to enroll me in school, and trying to do things for me. And I guess I didn't do what she wanted me to do, and she yelled at me and cursed me out in front of everyone. Now, most people would say, well, that's your aunt, that's just what it is. You need to respect her, respect. And when I told my father what she did, it was kind of like, oh well, that's just what it is. Well, I wasn't going to put up with that. The first chance I got, I cussed my auntie out. I cussed her ass all the way out. And of course, now I'm wrong. I shouldn't have did that. I should be respectful and all that kind of stuff. But I can't tolerate that kind of stuff. You're not going to embarrass me and humiliate me in front of tons of people and think I'm supposed to just put up with that. My mother would never do something like that. She would have never done something like that. My mother would have never done that. She would have never embarrassed me or hit me or yelled at me or cursed at me in front of other people and be loud like that. My mother would have never did that to me. My father would have never done that to me. So when you have toxic mothers that are doing this, you don't understand the impact that is on a child. Like that mother who saw her son. Now she told him not to go to this thing, that this protest or whatever it was. This was a few years ago. Black mom. She caught him at the protest. Instead of getting his attention and pulling him away and taking him home and then going off on his ass, she went off on him in front of everybody. And then the whole world's over here talking about how she's a good mom. That's not a good mother. That is not a good mom. You did that, and then he's a boy at that. That's not good. To to dog him out and embarrass him like that in front of all these other people. On TikTok right now, I'm seeing this whole thing about black women just upset with their children because they have chosen to abandon them. And I have to say, I'm all for the children on this one. Now, as an adult child, there comes a time where you can't blame your parents anymore. Whatever your parents did do or didn't do, you're an adult now. You know what you need to do for you from this point on. And a lot of children, these new breeds of children, are deciding that they don't want to have anything to do with their moms. And I totally understand it. I get it. I totally get it. Because a lot of our children are brainwashed to just have this devotion to the mom. Respect the mom, love the mom. To just disrespect the father, dog the father out. But that's your mama. That's your mama. I'll always love my mama type bullshit. Dear mama type bullshit. But oh, that's just the dad. Oh, well. That shit got to stop. That has to stop. And although I'm not for children being disrespectful to their parents, but a lot of you women today, what did y'all expect that was supposed to be happening? You really expected loyalty. You keep the fathers out of the home. You want to be the single mother on purpose a lot of times, and then say, "Well, we didn't choose to be single mothers." Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Society allowed you to be able to do that, so you wouldn't have to deal with a man at all. And now it's coming back to bite a lot of you women in the ass because your own children don't even want to be bothered with you. I'm seeing a big trend of, um, women in nursing homes. It's more and more women in the nursing homes now. And where at one time you would see all these children would faithfully come in and visit their mama in a convalescent, I'm seeing more and more, and I'm seeing children not coming to visit their mothers now. And I asked, a lot of my residents, my patients, do you have any children? And after a while, it's like, well, damn, I don't see them. Or, well, my kids don't like me, or they don't want to talk to me. Hmm. And my first question is, well, damn, you must have been what did you do to them? You must have been a horrible parent. But a lot of mothers don't want to take accountability for the actions that they do, and how they destroy their own children's lives, especially their sons. But they want all this forgiveness and don't disrespect me, but you're training your children to be hateful. You think that hate's not going to turn around on you? You've been training your children how to be hateful towards their own father. You think that it wasn't going to happen to you? Because we're already not doing things the right way in the first place. We're already not doing that. This is the reason why two parents are better than one. Even if you guys are separated, why are you dealing with that child alone when they got a capable father? that can help you. But because you want the money, you will totally disregard the father. Just pay me, and no, you don't get any rights. Your children are seeing this. They're seeing it, especially your sons. And a lot of them are coming with different attitudes. And they not on that forgiveness bullshit and that's my mama and I always love my mama type shit. They not doing that these days. Because a lot of children are constantly being shamed for talking to their parents crazy or not putting up with certain type bullshit from their parents, from their mothers. And that shit got to stop. That has got to stop. And a lot of you mothers have to be accountable for how you have destroyed your children's lives. But to the adult children, if it's that bad, leave your mother alone. Leave your father, whoever, the parent that was toxic, leave them alone. Just leave them alone. But constantly blaming them and for your own mishaps after you're an adult, that's not gonna fly. You gotta let that go. You gotta let it go. You have to let it go at this point. But a lot of you mothers that were very toxic, this is your fault. The society that we're living in right now and the way a lot of things are going on, a lot of it is you women's fault. But again, a lot of you don't want to take accountability. But you need to be held accountable, and your children are going to be the ones that is going to hold you accountable. So you can be sad and upset and try to use shaming tactics as the reason why your children don't want to be bothered with you. But this is a new breed of children. That's not going to work on them. And sometimes you got to let family go, especially if they're toxic and they're no good for you. You have to learn how to let them go. Mother or no damn mother, especially if she wasn't worth a damn and she was being toxic and treating you like, uh, you're just money. Do you know how that feels to have a child? No, the only reason why they exist is so mommy can get a check. Do you know how hurtful that is? And if your child comes to you and explains to you, you know, I don't appreciate that and I don't like that, you will shame that child. And then turn around and say how you were the only parent doing everything for them. This is a new day. A lot of children are abandoning their parents. Deal with it.